Good morning, everybody. So I want to come and talk about USDJPY, the completed trade. So I think that once your trade hits your take profit or your stop loss, it is best to come back and observe the way the pair moved to see how you can improve if there is improvement that needs to be made as the trade played out, or if there were extra trades you could have taken, or if there's anything you could have done differently. Now, this doesn't mean to change your whole setup, but all you're doing is you're basically just coming back behind yourself to kind of like grade yourself, okay? So if you haven't seen the previous video that I made on USDJPY on the various trades that you could have entered on USDJPY, then please go back and watch that video. I'll have it posted somewhere here so you can go and see it, okay? Now, this is the updated trade. Both of my take profits were reached. And now as I'm looking at it, I'm just going back to see if the way I entered the trade was one of the best ways, if it was the best way for me to have entered based on the pending order that I set. Could I have entered again and things of such? So I set a pending order here. I'm going to adjust this. I set a pending order here to the top of my estimation zone at 135.423. I set a buy limit order. I wanted to be triggered into this trade automatically because there wasn't much room for price to pull back to my estimation zone. And so I felt like maybe I would not get the best risk to reward. And so when I set my pending order, I'm basically telling myself that I am fighting for the best price to enter the trade. And I didn't want to enter this trade manually, meaning myself. So I just set my buy limit order at the top of my zone. Also, when I set my buy limit order, I already had a trade running already. And so I just went ahead and managed that position by moving it to where my stop loss would be for my next two orders, because I need to keep the risk down as much as possible because I'm stacking orders on one currency pair. And so where I have my take profit sets were back up to the previous high, and where I normally set my trades to when using my Fibonacci. So I wanted two orders running from me. One of the biggest reasons here, as I continue to look back with how I trade, especially when it comes to stacking positions and holding my positions longer for myself, I'm always thinking about this. If price is in an uptrend, I'm basically betting on the fact that price could come back up to the previous high and go higher, which is why sometimes I like to set two orders versus one order. And this is a prime example of what I did there. So I will give myself an A+ for stacking this position and keeping my mind on the fact that price could make a new high, because price on USDJPY has been pushing up and there is no way that I will be looking for sales, not at this very moment. And so across the board, I'm going to give myself A's for entering the trade. Now, was there another entry that could have been had? Yes, there was another entry, but I wasn't trading on this day, which was July the 4th. So this candlestick here that formed, this first hammer, this was a Friday. I don't trade on Fridays. And then this was a July 4th candlestick, the green candlestick. Once again, that's a holiday. I try not to trade on holidays, which was another reason why I set the pending order. And so as you guys can see, price moved in my favor. Now, there was one point when I did go back into drawdown, which was on July 6th. Now, let me say this. One thing that I love to teach my clients is drawdown is not a bad thing. You cannot control drawdown. Sometimes you will go on drawdown, but your goal is to stay and stick in the trade. Do not tell yourself that you are wrong. The moment you tell yourself that you're wrong, you're manipulating your mind and you're not trusting the process. You're not trusting the setup. You're not trusting your take profit. You're not trusting your stop loss to do its job. Your job is to only analyze where you're going to enter the trade and where your exits will go, but you have to let the market work. If I were in fear of losing the position and I got out, I would be upset to see my trades hit profit without me being in there. There have been plenty of times in the beginning of my trading career where that has happened. So I try my best to not control these circumstances and to understand that I am not in control of these circumstances. Now I've reached my take profit and I still have one trade running, which is this trade right here. So how I'm going to manage this position is I am just going to move my trade to break even and a little bit in profit at this point, particularly more so a little bit under these candlesticks here, since we have a new higher high. And then I'm just going to observe where I'm going to trade next, which this observation should literally take me 30 seconds, like literally. Overall, I like to think that I did do an amazing job on this trade, holding these two positions. I've not been trading as much this summer because I've really been more so focused on the process of being in pretty areas such as this versus just trading any and everything just because it moves. And because of this, it has allowed me to be more of a calm trader, and really picking my high quality trades, whether they win or lose. And I think that's always the biggest factor. No matter what happens in this market, I always remember that I cannot control the outcome, but I can control what I do and how I feel about it after. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you also took the trade, congrats and good job. And remember, if you're wanting to work with me, the link is below for you to apply to work with me. And prayerfully, we have a really great working relationship. So I will see you guys in the next video.